Good midnight everyone. Welcome back to your beloved drawback chess speedrun. Draw a picture on your back makes it a drawback. English never makes any sense. But anyway. Today we are officially playing over the 4000 rating points checkpoint. Closed book, you lose if you ever start your turn while there is an open file. Aha. This is one of those instant loss drawbacks, and even though I usually just skip games like these because revealing means losing very quickly, it's actually not that bad for this drawback because at least I can control the pawns to a certain degree. Reveal drawback to opponent. My opponent counter revealed. Skittish. While in check, you must move your king. Aha. So it is either I win this game real fast, or he can defend me for a few moves and eventually win this game by moving his pawns. E4. Of course I cannot aggressively push my pawns like he did. E6. But I still need to open up my pieces though, especially my queen, threatening queen h4 queen e4 check. He defends it. Knight c6. I'll check with the knight then. And it seems like he also knows what I'm thinking. Okay, this is bad. I should have used the bishop instead, but it is too late to regret it. Knight e5. I'll distract his knight from defending h4. It works. Queen h4. Threatening queen e4 check, forcing his king to move. Knight takes f7. Aha. I see. He thought that I was threatening to capture his f-pawn instead of his e-pawn, therefore he took my f-pawn, baiting me to capture his f-pawn, which blunders the game to my own drawback. But of course, how can I even capture his f-pawn? His king can just take my queen. That doesn't make any sense. Queen takes c4. Checkmate in 1. King e2 is forced. Queen takes the king. First game is a win. That wasn't really a good game from me. There were a lot of ways for him to defend his position, but a win is a win. Second game, let's go. Hedonic treadmill, you must move a piece at least as valuable as your opponent's last moved piece. Absolutely impossible. Reveal drawback to opponent. E4. That isn't just a normal pawn move, that pawn opens up his king and his queen, which are the two most valuable pieces on his board. Which means I will also have to open up my king and my queen if I don't want to instantly lose on move 2 due to my own drawback. E6. Okay, so since I will have to move my king every time he moves his king, now he can actually just move his king up and capture everything on my side of the board. Or he can use his queen to completely block his king, which is actually pretty convenient. I'll move my queen. Moving the king back and forth for a repetition should be a great idea. Didn't happen. Knight c6. Another pawn move. Bishop g5 will be a bit problematic. f6. It actually doesn't even prevent bishop g5 though, but at least it looks intimidating. Queen e3. There is no reason to bring my queen out. Such a high value piece needs to stay alive for endgame freedom. Queen d8. But it seems he wants to trade queens. I don't have a choice. Queen takes e7. King takes e7 is forced. Maybe trading queens has something to do with his drawback. Bishop e3. I cannot develop any pieces. Knight h6 will just get captured and I won't even be able to recapture with my pawn. King e8. Knight d4. Aha. If he makes the first capture, there is always a chance I cannot make a recapture due to my drawback. Therefore, I'll prioritize making the first capture. And he doesn't take back. Okay, maybe this has something to do with his drawback, because if I remember correctly, there is a drawback that just straight up forbids you from making recaptures. There will eventually be a chance for me to test it out. Knight back to c6. Knight c2 was a fork, but king moves, I'll have to move my king. So no. Knight a3. Bishop takes a3. Let's see if he can recapture. He can. Okay, now I don't know what it is. Both d4 and a3 are dark squares, so it's not something like he cannot capture on dark squares. g5. Bishop c5. Knight e7. This trade I can recapture with my king. Bishop e2. That threatens bishop h5 check, and knight g6 doesn't work because bishop takes my pawn cannot recapture. Rook g8. Castle. King move is forced. Bishop e4. Knight takes d4. There may be a chance that his drawback is that his bishops cannot capture, but I haven't seen anything like that before. It just sounds way too random. C takes d4. b6. Bishop h5. That is not a check, but knight g6 regardless. He doesn't trade. Bishop a6. Rook e1. Rook c8. d5. Knight f4. g3. I'll sacrifice my knight. D takes e6. D takes e6. f3. This is getting very difficult for me. Even though I'm preserving my materials, the most I can get out of this game is actually just a draw, as even if I can get a checkmate, my opponent can just simply move his king and I will have to move my king. Never mind. Ha! What an amazing unpaid actor. Final game, let's go. 2 steps forward, 1 drawback. If you move forward 2 moves in a row, you must move backward on the next. Very challenging, but it's not the first time I've gotten this drawback. I actually have a decent amount of experience with it. Reveal drawback to opponent. My opponent counter revealed. True gentleman. Can't capture queens. I win. e5. Bishop c4. The pawns cannot go backward. Of course, now I need to develop a piece just for it to go back next turn. And since he is obviously threatening bishop takes f7 check on the turn, I have to go backward. Queen f6 is kinda forced. If bishop takes f7, queen takes f7 is a backward move. Knight c3. Moving backward is forced, queen e7. Queen f3. I can move forward again. Queen f6. My queen cannot be captured, so now he has to move his queen away unless he wants to lose her. Queen g4. Aha! He knows that if I go queen takes f2, my queen can still make a backward move to defend my f7 pawn, so now he creates another threat that is queen takes d7 check. I cannot just focus on attacking anymore. Queen e6. Blocking both of his attacking diagonals, and since that wasn't a forward move, I won't have to make a backward move on my next move. Queen f3. I'll take this bishop. d3. Maybe he forgot that he cannot capture my queen, but I also cannot keep moving forward and blunder my own king. Queen takes e4 instead. Resignation. Drawback chess speedrun today. 300% win rate.